Hello there and welcome to my first look at the Last Divinity DLC. I streamed this live on Twitch, so I don't really have much of an intro, but my artifacts kept breaking, so that's why I skipped one in the very first run. Enjoy. Should always take the bug. Yeah, see what kind of chaos happens. I've never actually seen a real bug in Monster Train. Like I've never seen something just totally break. Molded by the bugs. So I'm gonna take this because this looks fine. I'm not going to grab an artifact. Let's just yeah, I know I haven't collected the rewards. I don't need rewards. Alright, well, we're at threat level midnight here. I don't really know what that means. This includes bonuses, status effects, and abilities. As you gain more shards. Okay, so shards are going to apply that chaos level to different enemies. If you're familiar with Gungeon, I think it's a lot like Jam. So that's kind of what I know of it anyway. So everything seems fine. No bugs, no bugged cards. Build up charge echoes to empower Wurmkin units and spells on that floor, so they're floor wide. The candies then exceed the available empties will disappear at the end of turn. Okay, so you can overcharge it, but it looks like you can only go back to the capacity at the end of the turn. Sweet, thank you. Play infused cards to add candies to that floor. The Wurmkin starting artifact, Wormtooth, applies infused to starter cards, and 1 card per draft. Okay, so you are infused, which means just playing you builds 1, but then I also can interact with that different currency in different ways. And then you, my Mr. Chief here, my Master Chief here, is basically going to take damage equal to the amount of candies for each stack of Reap. So it's going to make everyone on the floor take damage. Let's just do this. I feel like you'll die, though. He has 35 health. We can probably make him live. So he should apply Reap to everybody whenever I torch somebody. So they all got reaped. They were reaped, and that is a really loud effect. That's a lot of visual effects. I like it. And then basically we can just straight up eat some of that candy to get some energy, but I think it's probably better just do something like this. And then let's see how it goes. So they all should die, right? Like a frostbite? It did, and it actually goes after attack, so it's very similar to frostbite, which is weird, to say the least. Bounding Echoes. Apply infuse to cards in hand. So then every card in your hand is gonna apply the candy. Does that include units? It does. Weird. I like it. You are huge. He's multi-striked, raged up, reaped, and he's actually got more health, which is absurd. So I can't take him down, but I can take down his friends. And also, the reap stacks are insane. 24 damage just for having my echoes full. Vic, yeah, no, he's been eating his Wheaties. That's like the kind of high school kid that you know is destined for college basketball. You're he's going places. I'm gonna throw that on Train Steward. I think it sounds like these are, as a starter card, are, oh, I love that visual effect. It looks like these as a starter card are good to basically just apply that reap status. What I don't know is how many reap they take as they move up from floor to floor. So if it's stronger than frostbite, maybe on one floor, but then gets weaker as you go, because that would be kind of the differentiator there. So I'm gonna apply Reap to you, and you're taking 20 damage from that. So I've overcharged our Reap as well. So for this turn, our Reap is really high. For this turn, our Reap is absurdly high. And then now I'll do that. Okay, so he's taking 56 damage at the end of the turn. I don't know if he's going to take 56 damage and then 20 damage, or if they count down by 1. I'm going to slow this down. And by slow it down, I mean accidentally speed it up. They disappeared, so I don't know how much damage he's taking. He's not taking any damage from the Reap. He is. He took it at the end of the whole... What? He took it at the end of the combat. Not what I was expecting, but it works. You still have your Reap. You do, and it doesn't decay. Too much math, yeah. Yeah, that there was a game with a little Faye the other day where I felt like I was just burning my brain. It was very mathy. All right, so this should not do anything because I don't need that energy. So he's taking 5 damage each time, which is fine. And then at the end of like the entire combat, he takes Reap. So right now, Reap is like vastly inferior to Frostbite, I think. Maybe it'll scale harder, but like basically basically if I could like put this as simple as I can, our Spine Chief applies like 2 Frostbite to enemy units every time I play a purple card. he's kind of just like a glorified totem. So I'll have to figure out like how to make him work a little bit more. Like Shard Trap is just Frostbite to everybody, but it like scales differently per floor. So Extract is a whole new thing. It removes the candies, but gives me a ton of damage. Brutal, yeah. I'm sure that there's some crazy stuff here because I know that like the damage numbers on this guy can be insane. I just don't know to what extent. Oh, and random cards you find are infused as well. So that makes some cards that you might not normally take a little bit stronger in that case. Okay, I can dig it. I can kind of see the like why you would maybe pull from this. I think it makes sense just to grab it, right? Like I don't see any reason not to go as far in on the Reap as we possibly can. Wurmkin unit, might as well, right? Might as well. Burst of Kin. Oh, these guys are gonna be fun. Okay, so you want me to play Inspire cards, or not Inspire, Infuse cards on your floor, and you etch. Triggers when a card is consumed on this floor, which we don't have that many consumes. I think we have Forgotten Trade, Bounding Echoes. Actually, that's not too bad. Going to take all crystals? That's a great question. I guess I have to, right? Yeah, no, the art is super cool. Very grotesque. Very, like, they just let the artist kind of run with it, and it's fun. So, unit essences, I think that there's some sort of mechanic where you can, like, duct tape 2 guys together to make super units, and so they apply their special effect to whatever other unit you have. I don't know the extent of that yet. I think that's one of the, yeah, like, no, maybe not. I thought it was going to be like one of the things, but maybe not. We'll find that out here soon. I think maybe this guy's a little bit more useful for what we're doing. Sure, I'll take it. Endless. Nah, you're kind of strong. Let's give you like just the most basic upgrade. And then the traditional removal of the stews. Oh man, my stewards don't have the faces of all of the shiny stew employees anymore. I don't even know what they look like underneath those masks. Underneath those human masks. Yeah, duct tape instead of guns, exactly. Very, very Gungeon inspired, I think. Which, like, duct tape was broken. So, I could see there being some fun stuff here. I might as well take this. I think we're kind of strong. I don't know. I have no context of how good we feel. Oh, I am still drinking coffee. Okay, so Spine Chief, I think he's durable enough. The problem is this guy's also a 3-cost capacity unit. Maybe they're all big. Maybe capacity is actually kind of like, maybe capacity is something we have to really be concerned about with this faction, kind of similar to like Umbra. Okay, so I don't want to play this yet because I don't have any to extract. This is a good idea just to kill him. And then I don't really care about this Ember, so I'm just gonna, I can't play it because there's not enough. So it's like a secondary currency. That's wild. Not expecting that. So I'm just gonna have to let this go. So those cards are actually really bad to draw in the beginning. Where are you at? Extract cards are kind of dangerous. Yeah, cool Umbra, yeah. There's some you are huge too. Discipled Foot Soldier is spooky. So I guess you're scary because I have a couple of these shards, and so more units are showing up that are kind of scary. So I think I want to give you Reap Reap, and I want to make basically this entire floor as like charged as possible. So I'm gonna spin this down low, even though I could use it to. We should get the money. We'll just save you a little bit longer. I don't mind that you're getting overcharged. You don't need to be. Like, we have 80 health. We have some leeway. Apply infused cards in hand. Why not? Let's do that. Incant would be insane. Well, I mean, Incant's insane with everything. Incant would be insane with these guys. I think this makes sense. I think this makes sense, and I'm gonna save that guy. Okay, so you're gonna hit the top. You're like makeshift Iron Man. Gonna make it to the top. Spine Chief is sort of dead. No, he's not. My man has a way out. So they are reaped, and they're going to take that 8 damage, but that's pretty weak because that's all the reap I was able to apply. So I actually should have like used a bunch of infused cards, applied a bunch more reap, and then sent him up. That would have been probably the smarter play there. But I'm gonna try to do as many of them as I can on the next floor. So we'll reap you. Reap you. Oh no! I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think that's a bug. Because his reap is still being applied to all of the floor. I'm going to yeah, hold over and cheap cards for sure, because if you can like draw your infused cards every turn. So ascending chief with reap on cast still applies reap to enemy units when after he's been ascended. I think that's a bug. That doesn't seem like the way it should work, and if I'm wrong, then that's just one they can dismiss right away. I'm trying to be helpful. You know, they're giving this to DLC for free, or not for free, but for free to try. So I might as well be somewhat helpful. Okay, so you're totally dead, but I want to see how much like reap I can physically throw on you. So this makes sense, but I need it to be make you strong, and then this doesn't make any sense to play it off. Okay, so you have 10 reap, and you don't take any of that damage at all until the end of the turn. So he didn't take a single point of reap damage in that fight. So I think that makes reap much more of a like a beginner floor mob wiping kind of card. Oh, you look spooky. I guess you could be 20 damage in 5, but for 1 tile. And then Echo Transfer. You're not super spooky because I've already got one of you. Extract 1 infused, deal 13 damage to you. Why 13? It's a weird number. And move it to the back. I actually think I want the bog play because I need things to kind of go with our Shard Soul Carver. It's gonna take a while to remember the names. I nicknamed so many things before. I'll just take the vent because it has the good stuff. What are you doing? It's a pseudo-wudo. Infused, sweep, etch, reap 2 to enemy units. Okay, you're gonna fit well on the bottom floor, I think. I'm not using a single Hellhorn card. Hellhorn cards are for... No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, oops. Okay, so I was expecting to click on the portal. That might be a little buggy still. That's okay. This is gonna be super good with our set because we're casting a lot of spells. So I did get the pack shards actually, and I got the free artifact from that. But I didn't know that I would instantly go to the right, so I guess that's fine. Probably would have gone to the left, but that's okay. Let's just go cheaper merchants because then we can get crazy with our cash. New, yeah, right. In traditional first look fashion. It's an old event. We've seen this one. I'm actually just gonna ignore it. I want to be able to play the new cards as much as possible. It's Cub 1, like, yeah, we're threat level high. And we're only at 35. I can't imagine what a Covenant 25 100 pack shards would look like. Like how RNG based would that have to be? Would that run have to be? Okay, so you need to go there. You need to go there. I want to put probably the sweep guy down low. Yeah, time to die. There's no escaping. Honestly, I'm scared for 35 already if it's saying we're threat level 3. So that's good. This doesn't need to be played because everything else already had infused. And then honestly, can we just reap you? Like, you're not going to take any damage right now. You're just going to take the 1 point. But as you flip around, you're going to take a ton of damage. Okay, so this is actually kind of a flying boss killer as well, right? Because it's similar to Frostbite and how Frostbite applies to these guys, but it doesn't decay. So it's almost stronger in this scenario. You're gonna die, my friend. We need to protect you at all costs, and I don't actually have anything to do that with. So 6, 9, 11 times 2. What? Oh no. I'm dead. Yeah, Reap is final boss killer. It might be. It's kind of like a nuke at the end of each floor. But right now it doesn't feel big enough to be like a full-blown nuke. And honestly, I'm gonna lose my Spine Chief because he's kind of squishy. So if I throw you there, you're just dead. If I throw you there, he's still dead. Yeah, you're dead no matter what, dude. I don't think there's any getting out of this one. In 1 per. I think we need to throw you here. Or maybe I want the Bogfly there. This doesn't look good. I'm gonna put you there and then hopefully you survive if I fortify you. Not by much. I didn't actually do that math. I was just kind of hoping for it. And I could have infused all of these guys, but I don't think... Yeah, the mission failed. We'll get him next time. You know, Spartans never die. They just go missing in action. So I think he's fine. That's... I remember that one from the old Chief lore. Forgotten Trade. We don't need these. A lot of my cards are supporting cards that I feel like would be really good in a deck if I had kind of like the starter stuff. Yeah, you are bad right now because I don't have you infused. So we need to get as much infused as possible. You need to go there. You, unfortunately, are probably just dead. You did it. No, we need to keep this guy alive as possible. Why not play them? Because those two to apply Reap. Oh, while the Chief was there. That's a good point. Because while the Chief was there, they would have been giving... You're right. You're completely right. I was thinking we needed to be saving them for another time, but no, you're right. Yeah, this makes sense just to play just to get the Reap. Or the Charged Echoes. In this case, the Charged Echoes, because the bosses... Or the Chief is no longer there, so now they don't apply Reap anymore. But at the time, totally right. That would have been the better play. So I really want to pull these two out to apply this to you. I would love first, though, to get him out of there. Give it to the sweep unit. And then now, this is the only floor I'm concerned with, even though I want to kill these guys. What am I going to draw next turn? We have no idea what we're going to draw next turn. I think we need to kill them, unfortunately. Yeah, y'all dead. I should have applied this, but I didn't. It's a weird math because it's kind of like when you run an Incant deck and you're trying to make the decision on whether it's better to... That's a terrifying character model. You're trying to figure out whether it's better to just play your Incant for, or you're trying to figure out whether you should be focusing on the the damage of the spell or whatever it may be. So everyone's gonna die here, but 25 is spooky. So I'm gonna try to that should be good. How did you get armor? Gain +2 and armor 2. Okay. You're amazing. I'm gonna... Yes. Etch gave you Reap to him because you like when cards are consumed. I can't extract yet. I could just save everybody the hassle of this, and then won't you die to your Reap? If I can apply a bunch of Reap to you, I think you'll just die to it. Well, let's just no. Because there's no stacks here. Dude. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna give it to the sweep guy just so that we have something going on in the back line. Weird. Very weird. In my starting section, I was not expecting... I mean, I was expecting it to be complicated, but it's not as powerful as I don't think that I would make it past a Covenant 10 run right now. Just like with how strong / weak this deck feels. Or maybe I'm just playing them so badly that like it feels that way. Okay, so I should always play this. Gaining the Ember is like fine, but it's not gonna do anything. It's just gonna sketch or etch him. So like I guess that's fine. Torch you, just a torch. That gives everybody the echo as well. Reap. Try Cov. Yeah, this is Cov 1, I think. So if we can get through this, if we can get through this, like, that'll be good. Try to kill all with max shards. Yeah, I think that might be the way to play it. Like, really just start with, okay, so you're dead, which is cool. And then I can just, like, play these to get, oh, I also have Split Anvil. I forget that, like, normal mechanics apply because I'm so focused on the new stuff. So you're only taking 70 damage from the Reap, which is not that good. But if I would have been able to build that up over time, Talos would have been toast. So I can kind of see the point. That's an epic Wurmkin card. First one I've seen. Return 5 consume spiles to the top of your draw pile, which will give us back quite a few good things. So I actually think that's pretty sweet. Especially because it's a 2-cost card, so we can activate Split Anvil with it. What are you? You look absolutely evil. I love you. When played, the current floor will gain 1. Embrace chaos to win. That's what we're gonna have to do, I think. Stone form refers to these kin as the first intelligent Wurmkin to spawn from the remains of Titan. So you just have a lot of health and then that solid etch ability. You're kind of like the counterpart to Soul Shark Carver, I think. Because you're both high. You're both high health, relatively high health. I guess I gave him 40, and then you both have like 20 something damage, but then you scale much stronger. I think I need capacity after this actually. Shell, that's completely new. Triggers when all stacks of shell have been removed. Echoes are removed to remove shell at the end of each turn. So I have to basically chew through 8 shell. So I have to feed this card 8 echoes, and then you will summon a kin host Pupa? I don't know what that is. You have armor 20, you apply Reap to enemy units whenever you strike, and you deal 50 damage with 10 health. Alright, we'll give it a shot. We'll hack in. We might as well egg, right? When in doubt. I think Ember is actually one of our restricting things. I would have taken capacity if I'd gone that other unit, but I think for what we have, this is good. So I'm going to pick which side I want to go. I think one of the stronger things that I could be duplicating would be one of the free infused vents. Potentially, like, no, I don't think the extract is the strongest thing to. So maybe Forgotten Trade, Bounding Echoes, or the Bogfly. Yeah, draw would also be solid. Especially now that I have Split Anvil, honestly, draw was better. Yep. That's okay. Merchant of Magic or Dupe. I have plenty of units, so I don't need them. I don't need the units. Maybe Bogfly. Those relics. Yeah, exactly. I think in this case we should make some of these infused cards stronger, because if I could like double stack one of these guys, I think that'd be a good call. Plus we need to spend the cash. Okay, so don't click on this thing first. Understood. Don't click on that guy. What? What are you? What is this? Engage pack. Sacrifice a unit to infuse its essence into another unit. Upgrade a spell to gain intrinsic. Intrinsic means I start with it every hand, but I take 10 shards. Extreme Stone. Upgrade a spell with 30 magic power. I'm losing this run because I want all of these things. All right, so what works for 30 plus magic power? Yeah, time to duct tape. Let's get weird. I think the only thing that would work for 30 magic power is really just our vent, and I think that would be really good. I think that'd be really swell. So might as well. I'm glad I can take all of these, by the way, and not just the one. Something tells me I'm dying in the next round, but I really want to try this engage pack down. Okay, so let's see how this works. So Bogfly, Glare Miner, Kinhol's Vessel, and Shard Soul Carver. Train Stewards actually give like just a tiny little buff, so that's kind of interesting that they're not completely worthless. Like there's actually like a good reason to keep Train Stewards around. And then the Bogfly lets units scale, which is sweet, but I think you lose the benefit of the Bogfly being really cheap to play. This guy applies by an etch Reap 2 to enemy units, which is you lose his sweep, but you apply it to everything else. I would have liked if he applied sweep. That would have been kind of cool. I wonder if other clans apply these things as well. Like, could I give like multi-strike by using an Animus of Will or whatever? Armor 5 and strike apply Reap 1 to enemy units, and 15+1 and Inspire Rage 2. So there's going to be a whole meta around units that are maybe a little bit better to have in your deck, literally just to duct tape. And that is awesome. +1 capacity is a big negative, I think. You could go kind of crazy with Shard Soul applied to Bog Cover, but I've already given him some stuff. I think what we do is we make our sweep unit, this guy. No, I want to sacrifice you. I want to apply you to Glareminder, because I want to make you much stronger. So I want to apply you to Glareminder, plus Bogfly. Oh, this is weird. I love this. Alright, we're doing this too. Intrinsic. What do we want to start with every run? I think... I don't know about that. I'd rather have this holdover. I don't know if Intrinsic is maybe the best thing that we could do here. I don't know if any of these need to be Intrinsic. Maybe Bounding Echoes to get us kicked off immediately with the infused stuff. YOLO, I think. Bounding Echoes. You only sacrifice your first run once. Merchant Magic, so holdover would be ideal. We're not going to get it. I think that's a good call. But Wurmkin Etching, it would make Wurmkin Etchings a lot worse. Let's look at something like this. I will make you cheaper because I think I won't be able to play you quite often. Holdover. Everything gets broken with holdover. I forgot how cheap it is at the lowest levels too. So there's two ways I see this going. And I probably should have made the... Where are you at? I probably should have made Bounding Echoes double stack, because double stack and holdover on Bounding Echoes would have been amazing, because then every single card I play would be infused. And so the benefit of that would be you're just like supercharging all of your infused cards, but almost everything we have is infused. I mean, the Fortifies are really the only things that aren't. So honestly, I might just toss the Fortifies, because I don't think that they're the main cards I want to be playing in this deck. So if I'm going to hold over something, I think it's going to be this super overcharged event, because that's going to drop a lot of the... Devour Your Spell's going to be annoying. That's going to drop a lot of those backliners whenever we get to that point. And then... Let's make you cheap. Why not? Alright, Stu, you've outlived your usefulness. And Fortify... I don't want to pay the money to get rid of it, though. Everything's so cheap at the low cups. It's amazing. Strike, gain 1. So you could power your own floor. I don't think that's the way to go. I think we want more Reap, because the problem with Reap is not the problem with threat level extreme. That's how we live. I don't want Spell Shield. I can't take them both. I can't do both. Low cov, high shards is like exactly what I need. Okay, so I want you to be applying Reap like crazy, and you're pretty tanky now, so I'm cool with you being like the main baddie here. You are going to be my scale unit. Well, this was a good run. You're not wrong. I should have infused to start all of these, because remember I have this consume. Total bad move there. Okay, so you're gonna apply 3 damage to everybody, and then you're just gonna hit him. You're just gonna whack him. I should have played those guys, I think. Can I infuse a Weight of Contrition? We'll have to find out next time. Okay, sweep, you're gonna be perfect to play. And you applied reap, which is sweet. You are amazingly strong. Everything is strong. We're fine with 3 fire damage. And then... Do I want to... I don't think that I want to extract to give him 15. Because he actually scales with the things. So, like, this would just be a plus of 5. So this doesn't really do anything. I actually think that in this situation, we're kind of, like, just hamstrung here. And I know that our chief is going to be taking quite a bit of damage, but unfortunately, that's where I'm at. Okay. You guys go ahead and hit the fire. Go have fun. 147, 170. Yeah, I agree. I think Echo Transfer is not good with this deck. There is probably some sort of deck that exists. Oh, this is going to be amazing with cheap or on holdover. There's probably a set that exists. I need to get you posted, but I also want to get my shards up. Perfect. There's something that exists where you could probably build up a bunch of these shards if you were playing another allied clan, and so you weren't really like focusing on the Wurmkin, but you just wanted to boost like Hellhorn units or multi-strike units or something like that. I think that's almost a support card for another group. I don't actually think that that's super... Oh, I want this. I want you played. Yes. Yes. Boom. That's going to clear them out. That takes rid of most of the damage. Okay, so these guys I'm not concerned with. They're gonna go upstairs and have their own fun. Perfect. And then what happens with the egg? How's my egg doing? So my egg popped 1 shell for 1 charge echo. So I need to like throw a bunch of them in here to pop this guy. I want to try it out just to see what happens. Unfortunately, I did not get that many cards that'll do it. So you need to get played to kill these marksmen. These guys are spooky. So you can outscale the pack shards, but you definitely need a 10 damage or higher, probably, basic spell that you can play nearly every turn. It's just extra damage. Ascend a unit. Is there any reason not to? Yeah, let's just skip this. I would like ascend something here, but I think I'll just skip it. So I'm just gonna like super vent. Boom, 44. Okay, I'm content with that. I'm content with this. It's a weird set. So awkward. Like I feel like they play well together. But yeah, there's a couple of cards in my deck that I don't think fit super well. If you could get self cards, like cards that apply to yourself, things like fortify or a restore, like if you could get a restore that is infused that you play every turn, because this is unfortunate, like I can't trigger my echoes here, so I could like kill this unit, but you know that'd be dumb. I could reap myself, but there'd be no effect to that. So and the reap stays around forever, so I just basically be hurting him every single turn. It's not like a frostbite or something where I'd be giving it like 1-2 frostbite and then it's gone. And then same with the torches. So Hellhorn might actually be kind of a weak clan to deal with Wurmkin, but if you can have a bunch of cards in your deck like Shade Splitters or Restores or something like that, where you can trigger it, kind of like Incant, it's the same sort of concept, then I could see some good stuff happening. So I don't mind doing this, basically just to just to get the charge echo, and then also to get the this on you. Plus, like whenever you take a charge echo on the floor, you gain some armor anyway. So adding it down here doesn't do anything because both of these guys do reap, but you two both scale with the amount of echoes there are. 6. We've done it. We've mastered the thing. I think something like this needs to be done, and who knows what sort of egg is gonna pop out of that bad boy. I would prefer if it were a scary egg, but who knows. Consume, intrinsic, apply, infused cards. I mean, they're already infused, right? Yeah, nice run, rip, right? We'll give this to you. Your sweep, you'll kill them all. Honestly, I need to get you as strong as possible. Okay. There's no way this is going. There's no way. 500 damage. This egg better have something real good. So these two actually work really nicely together because you scale whenever things are added to the floor, and you take it away from the floor. So he doesn't need the echoes to stick around to scale. So I actually did kind of find one little like combo that I am, I don't say proud of, but like those two actually kind of work. But I can't make this work any other way. All right, protect the egg at all costs. The egg is precious. It must be protected. Reap, there you go. Vent, there you go. Please hatch. So you're gonna deal 13. Will he hatch at that time, or do you not hatch until the end of the turn, which is after the Pyrolite Master has just obliterated me? I don't think it matters. All right, rip. This is a good run. I'm gonna give it another whack. I just want to feel it out. Yeah, he didn't hatch. No luck there. All right, reap, sharded, torch, infused. Give you some armor in turn. Let's give this another run. But I want to get the experience first. The egg will never hatch. Yeah, it seems like it takes way too long. Like 8 feels a bit ambitious, I think. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see this live, I'll be on Twitch all weekend, but otherwise I'm going to be chopping up the VOD into parts and uploading them, and I'll see you in the next one.